Hello everybody and welcome back to Ireland where I made a few changes since the last episode. I've been doing quite a bit off camera because I want this series to progress fairly quickly because when this series takes over from the old stream farm in well, over a month actually, but when it does take over, the pace of these episodes will change and I'm trying to match the progress with 3 episodes less. So one of the things that I got the little toolbox. I set it over here. I got a pressure washer so we can clean the machines. I cleaned the MB track, which those tires look pretty epic. I do like that. I parked the truck out here. I've moved the header trailer out that way because it wanders, and it actually wandered across and blocked the gate. And down here, somewhere behind here, I've stuck a couple of these big solar panels to offset the expense it costs on this map. This map is quite an expensive one for build maintenance, and I might be wrong here, but I think the loan repayment is ridiculously high as well. But over here, I've went and I've stuck narrow tires on the Dutes, and I've got this whatever that says, sprayer. But no, just no. Not even going to try it. But that's not all I've done. If I jump the wall and run down the hill here, like balance is not an issue. I'm pretty sure if I tried to do this, I'd end up rolling down the hill face first. You'll notice the money's way down, and that's because I bought as a big tractor. Got the Fendt 930 Vario. Nice big tractor. It's been a while since I've had a big modern tractor, so there's that one. And it's the Black Beauty as well. Very nice. We also have this. I can't remember what brand this is. Vaderstead. It's a direct drill, 6 meter. Works quite well. Down here we've got fertilizer, more fertilizer, and seeds. And as for land, I have been working away in the land. I've got this field planted with canola. Field 112 is cultivated. I started cultivating it before I bought the seeders, so I'm just going to be putting oats in there. I can't get over this wall, can I? I can. And down there you'll see I have 2 fields. One has rye, the other one has millet, I believe. Rye in field 111 and millet in 114, and it's canola in 113. So it's also worth pointing out this is a multi-fruit map. Don't know if I mentioned that one in the last episode. This map supports cabbage and carrots and all sorts, which I quite like. But let's go straight in to the Fendt. Nice big tractor. I do like this tractor. And we're going to head down to field 112 and plant oats in it because I actually need oats. Now, as it currently stands, the silo at the farm is actually a sell point. So we'll be selling the bulk of our crops in our own farm when appropriate to do so. But it also means we don't actually have anywhere to store any crop. Still try to fill in that hole, and I have a feeling that it will never happen. I think I closed this gate, yeah. That's a dodgy angle to be coming in there. How do we do that? Yeah, so this field is, like I said, just going to be planted as oats. I do need to close the gate. Oh, there's the plane, and another plane. I think there's a jet that's flying about as well, actually. Well, we'll do the headlands of this field. And we'll get a hired worker. Because the hired workers are actually fairly competent on this map. I had a hired worker cultivate this field, and bar one small area up the top there, did absolutely everything else. So like I said, we'll do a couple of headlands, and then let the hired worker take over. Now this is a direct drill, so if there's any bits around the edge of the field that I haven't gotten with the cultivator and I run over them with this, then it will seed them, which is quite good. So it's worth noting this field has actually already been fertilised twice. So we don't need to spray it again or anything like that, which is helpful. I feel like having the beacons on for no discernible reason whatsoever. I just want to have them on. But this thing has a 6 metre working width, which is pretty reasonable. But I'm not that great at getting it into the corners just yet. I'm sure with a bit of practice I'll get there, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm used to the smaller seeders like we have on the old stream farm. There's the jet, I can see the shadow for it. So yeah, we're sitting at £600,000. Now the plan going forward is, the island that's in the centre of the map is the main area I want. I'd like that to be the main farm. And fields 114 and 111 I'd like to sell, but I want to keep hold of the rest of the fields that we own, and the yard that we currently own. I want to keep hold of that too, because it's not doing any harm just having it. But we can't afford to go and buy the island just now anyway, I don't think, although we do get quite a healthy sum of money from 2 large solar panels. It's quite a lot actually, maybe a little bit too much, but like I said, I want the series to progress quickly and I want to own a lot of fields and have big equipment, and I want to run this series different to the old stream farm. Not that the old stream farm is, not that I think there's anything wrong with that, the way I'm doing that map or anything like that, it's just money's always an issue on that map, and I don't want that to be the case on this one. But if it gets to the point where we're getting too much money, I will just sell the solar panels. But we do still have quite a large bank loan as well that we'll have to deal with at some point. So what do you guys think of the Fent then? Was it a good choice? It was a bit different, not something I'd use. I think the last time I used a Fent Vario 900 Black Beauty was back on Oakfield Farm on FS17. So it's nice to have a new one. I could have gotten a bigger tractor. I could have gone over the top with the size of tractor, but I think this one fits the farm fairly well, or at least it will do once we have the rest of the machines. I want to have a combination of the big machines and some smaller machines, because some of these fields are quite small and quite tricky to get into. Now, for hired workers, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have any more than 2, which includes follow me at any time. That one, that's the one I want. So we need to do some spraying. We've got the row crop tires, and this sprayer has, I think, 18 years working with, I think, somewhere along those lines. But I figured this is the best tractor for it because it's a small machine that I wanted to use, and a small tractor as well. Now, because of the way I've done the first 2 fields I did, which is 111 and 114, they're growing a little bit unusual. It doesn't have a big capacity, this thing. But I'll go and do the smaller fields first, and then we'll get an idea of how many times I'm going to have to come back here and fill it. And like I said, there's a lot more machines I'd like to buy. And I'm going to have things like, I'm going to have a forklift at the shop that just stays at the shop for moving pallets around, saves having to like telehandler everywhere and things like that. Because the map is so big, it's good to have bits of equipment around where I don't need to drive them all over the place. As you see, hired workers doing a fairly good job. Let's go past this floating cone of doom and into our rye field, I believe this is. I'll let this fully unfold and then we'll position ourselves something that makes sense. The reason I want to sell this field is there is just no reasonable way to get the likes of a combine in here. The hedge doesn't have collisions on it, but I don't want to show that. So this field unfortunately is not going to be staying. Now this would be significantly easier if it wasn't growing so much. And I could actually see the texture changing on the ground, but I can't. It's quite a weird different view distance. My view distance is fairly high, but for some reason this is doing this. I don't know if it's just because of that crop or I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm gonna guess at my width. Something like that. I'll check after the field's done. But it looks like it's going to take quite a few trips to refill. I mean, if we do miss a bit, then I'm not too worried, as long as it's not a big bit. Somewhere like that. Can't really tell. It's a very dense crop, and that just looks weird. It's like a draw distance on the camera, not even on the tractor. And it's not much better inside the tractor either. Like I said, I have no idea if I'm missing a bit or if I'm overlapping. So we'll just see how we get on at the end. Okay, we just ran out. Let's have a look at the map. I don't think I've missed too much. I've got this bottom corner to do here, but that's not a big deal. That's what I meant earlier by the fields in strange growing stages. I'm gonna try to bury a pipe. I wonder how long it took them to put it in. Another hard worker is doing very well actually. The other thing I'd like to do is I'd like to turn this track into gravel or something all the way along here. The track up the hill to the farm I'm going to leave as a dirt track, but this track I think should be something along the lines of gravel. At least it doesn't take too long to fill it up. It's quite expensive though. Now we do still currently have weeds off, but we will be getting a weeder at some point. It's on the list of machines to get, and when we get a weeder, we'll then at that point turn weeds on. Yes, as it stands just now, we don't have the equipment to manage weeds, so there's no point having them on. But I'd like to get one or even maybe two sets of crop out of these two fields before I sell them. Somewhere like that. I think I made it to roughly here. I'll go a little further just to be safe. And get around this bottom corner as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, while the hired worker is working away in that field, I'm going to continue spraying all of our other fields bar 112. Well, I say all of our other fields, we only have 4 fields at the moment. But I'm going to spray all these fields as a time lapse, and I'll be back once that's all done. I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, that's everything done. I don't know if you've seen during the time lapse that the hired worker completed a little bit before me, which is handy. This tractor's already got an hour on it. All it's done is seed. So there you go. These 4 fields take an hour to seed, with travel time and that kind of thing included. This thing's got, I believe, just shy of 300 horsepower. Somewhere in that kind of ballpark. I want this one. That was a weird noise. That was from my wheel. I want this one, don't even know if that got picked up in the video, but I want to keep this over here. Like so. I'll turn the beacons off on this. I'll leave it there for now. I'll give it a wash though. Make it look its best again. What I'd like to do for now is, I'd like to put that gravel in on that track. Now before I started the series I did purchase the roads and the lake and, well, river, whatever you want to call it. I purchased all the extra space on the map so that we could make changes to other things outside of our fields. So I'll show you here. All of this area, all these, the extra parts of the map, if you will, which comes with quite a bit extra randomly, but it covers all the roads and things. And the idea behind that was to cover the trees that are on the roads that are sometimes hanging over. But what I'd like to do is landscape. Which one's gravel? There we go. Just kind of fill in that kind of space. Now in doing this, we are going to uncover some bits of the wall that don't quite touch the ground. This map's got a few bits and pieces like that that aren't lined up perfectly, but they don't really bother me, to be honest. Like how the wall doesn't line up and things like that. I'm okay with that. I know that that would put some people off the map completely, but it doesn't affect the playability of the map at all. In my opinion, anyway. Hopefully I'm not going too far over these walls. A little bit under the wall, but we shouldn't really see that. Something like that. All the way to the bottom of the road is what I'd like to do. It does mean getting rid of some of the puddles and things, but again, I'm okay with that as well. I just feel like this should be some kind of hard standing, given that it leads to the animal dealer. And gravel's a decent compromise. And it gets rid of these bushes that are hanging out over the track, which that kind of thing does bother me. In some places it's okay, but there's just a little bit too much of it going on this track. And we are actually paying for this as well. Landscaping isn't completely free. It's fairly cheap, but it's not completely free. I wanted to show some of this type of work on camera as well, because this is the kind of thing I'd usually do off camera and then spend 5 minutes of video showing it. So this is me showing it beforehand. Something like get a smaller one. Even more like that. I think that looks quite nice. I'll actually just extend this out a little bit more. Like that. I feel like I should also do this track. That probably belongs to that field actually. Yeah, we want up to the wall but not in the wall. We do want all this though. Well, not all of it, but open this area up a little bit. How far this way can we go? Not overly far, but we can get some of it done. This is a yard I'd like to use, so that's why I'm doing this. Alright, let's see if we can actually get into these sheds. Without the camera doing whatever it's trying to do. Not saying that I'm going to actually be using these particular sheds, but it'd be nice to have fairly even ground coverage in them. This shed I'll probably use, to be honest. Oh, we've found the limit of where we can go there. And this is another shed. I'll probably use this shed. Bush growing in this shed. There we go. That's made this shed area seem more used. Now, in case you're wondering, these hedges don't go away with texture. So if I put it on to grass and put some grass in here, you can see it doesn't actually make a difference to these hedges. I'll show you it here somewhere. In fact, I own this part too, so it gets rid of the other bushes but doesn't get rid of them, which is a shame. The other thing that's apparently I can change the texture all the way up there, but I can't place things all the way up there. Not sure what to do with these trees here. Yeah, I quite like that gravel track. It makes a bit more sense that way. Yeah, well that's unfortunate. It's not even the right texture. Tidy this area up a bit here. With the floating cones. Something like that. That bit should be there. There's a bit green in there as well. I wonder if I could actually fill this hole in for them. So there's this little track here, but it doesn't actually go into the field. I don't know what that's for. But let's go for a drive in our pickup. Our couple of year old pickup. We'll have a look at the track from a third person perspective. It's not the landscaping tool. I can get around here in a tractor, can't get around here in a pickup. I think this looks much better actually. Still rough. There's still a few patches of grass here and there. You wouldn't go down it this fast normally. Yeah, I think that works. I feel like that works. So let's go have a look at this other farm as well. Like I said, I'd like to put gravel in here because I would like to make use of this little farm area in here. There's a couple of sheds that are usable. Yeah, it makes it look much cleaner around here. Like I said, I probably won't use these. I can get into them, but there's like terrain issues in this one. But that's fine, really. One of the things I'd like to do here is, well, I'll actually just go ahead and do it. Truck out of the way. That's a shed I'll definitely use. This one here. Definitely going to use this. And that one there. And the other one. I'm going to put in some placeables in here for the likes of the seed pallets and such forth. Where are we? Maybe I can. It doesn't look like it's going to let me. I can on this side of the wall, just not on this side. That's unfortunate. Not the end of it all done. But guys, I'm going to leave this episode here for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, then don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. And there's a little bell icon that will notify you whenever I get new videos uploaded, which is daily, 7 days a week at this point. Which is a good thing, hopefully. And don't forget to let me know what you think of this series so far in the comments below, and what you'd like to see me do next. I'm not going to pre-record too many of these at a time. I'll record just what I need for the weekend, and not like I'm doing the old stream farm, where at the time I'm recording this I'm more than a week ahead for my recording, and I'm not going to do that with this series. I'll just record it. I'll record 2 episodes at a time. But thank you all very kindly for watching, and I'll see you all next time.